Dear Elena and Elijah, dear fellow fathers, and dear next generation. You know, there's one thing, and I think I talked about visitation before. I think I had one back on Nugget 86. I'll try to remember to put that in the description below. I talked about visitation is no joke. But that's kind of the thing I want to talk about briefly today was how the tough aspect of co-parenting. And that being you're not able to see your children when you want them, obviously. Which, you know, if you're a dedicated and intentional father like myself, or a dedicated and intentional mother, because there are those out there too, you can't like blow up your ex's number, you know, to see how your children are doing. You can't text them all the time, like when they're small. Like my children are 5 and my son will be 6 later this month. My daughter is 4 years old. So I can't go and check like, hey, how are you doing? What happened today at school? What's going on at your mom's house? Anything I need to know? You know, that kind of stuff. You have to just kind of really hope and pray that things are healthy and well, and that when you actually get them, you can finally have that conversation where you're like, hey, how's everything going? You know, and you hope that the other parent will be doing the same thing. If I ever do anything abusive towards my children, which God forbid that never happens, because my goal is to always be loving and respectful. Scripture talks about never provoking your children to wrath, and I don't want to do that. But my goal is to, you know, be there for them and be loving. But if I was to ever do anything wrong or disrespectful or harmful to them, you know, hopefully they would be able to let their mother know. And so my goal is I always tell them, I tell them all the time, hey, you tell as much as you want to daddy. Other folks are going to tell you not to tell. Daddy is not going to. So that's what I want to say to those out there who are fellow divorced parents, single parents, and you're co-parenting, sharing custody and all that kind of stuff. That's not the easy part when it comes to not knowing really what's going on in every aspect of your child's life. There may be times when I could text my ex and, you know, see my children's mother and see how the kids are doing. And, you know, typically I'm pretty fortunate because, you know, she lets me get them as much as possible and go completely by the divorce decree. And she responds pretty much most of the time. But there are times when I have to wait for a while, right? Because she may be busy doing something with them. And so that's kind of the tough part, where you're having to not know every single detail about their lives. And you can't be in on every single detail of their lives. So this is where we have to just be encouraged. Like I said before, if you're a religious person, praying, fasting, seeking God to give you the guidance and the strength to carry on through. Because one thing about co-parenting, people make it sound like it's, you know, it'd be great, but it's not always going to be fun. That's for certain. So just something to think about. Be encouraged. Peace.